welcome to Unnecessary Roughness. Got Rob here.
Yeah, I was here last week too.
I was gonna say we got B here too.
Okay.
I was just first because Rob here, B here. You know them damn Philadelphia Eagles.
Won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yo, I picked Aguilar to be MVP too.
I
and he
told you he
almost
wasn't
won
gonna
it.
be that.
He
Who
almost
I
won
said
it.
Nick Foles.
Nah, it wasn't almost. Nick Foles caught a touchdown and threw
Threw
three.
for 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
he was
no
clear.
way
He
was
did what
gonna-
Brady couldn't do.
All right, that's not fair.
Why?
Nick Foles was at the goal line. He had like a 1-yard route.
Tom Brady
Was
wide
like
open.
10 yards down the field. Brady and a bum hand, and he can't catch. That was a stupid play
And
call.
don't run a trick play.
I
That's
agree.
definitely-
That's a stupid
definitely-
play call by Bill Belichick.
They did that to themselves.
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have done it
Shooting
on
yourself in
third
the foot.
down.
They're comparable plays, and one got caught and one got in. There's reasons, but
There's other reasons, the mysterious missing Malcolm Butler only played on a punt return
it's not really mysterious.
It's not mysterious.
Bill
anymore,
Belichick
but it
settled.
was at the time.
I don't really ask questions on why Bill Belichick does things. It's like asking why Greg Popovich rests people. It just
It
happens.
happens.
What they do.
That's like saying Greg Popovich is going to arrest people in the finals. It's not going to happen. I don't know what he did. He had to set Bill Belichick's house on fire because there's no way.
Nah, I heard he was basically been a problem for a while.
Yeah, but he's also been a part of your team. You could discipline him after the Super Bowl or during the Super Bowl for
But
like a
the
quarter.
thing about it is, if you're a stern guy and you kind of let things slide for this, then wouldn't you? You're gonna start making
At one
exceptions for
point,
star players, right?
when players are burning me, when guys are
But
burning me.
But they came back. They was within one. They had the lead.
Well, they were gonna win.
They didn't need Malcolm Butler.
If it wasn't for the only sack in the game, they would have won.
yeah.
I knew it in the back of my mind. Brady was gonna come back. He does this all the time.
I knew he was gonna
let
come
him
back.
way too
but
much time
once,
to field in it.
once
We
they
talked
scored
about
and
how
won
trash the fans of Philadelphia are.
Wow.
They're trash.
Wow.
Because they destroyed this. They stole a freaking police horse first of all.
This dude that ate the police
Stole-
horse poop.
Yeah. Then they go into Wawa and start destroying their city. It basically looting.
You gotta
Like who
understand
says
We-
our team just
we
won a
could-
championship?
stuff like that we could say because we're spoiled. Every decade we get at least one.
In
Pretty
multiple sports.
Yeah, in multiple sports we get at least one.
This is
So
the
we know
first
how to
time,
act when it's championships were flowing. There, besides the Phillies, when was the last time Philadelphia had a championship?
20 years.
Yeah.
The Phillies breaking it was, I think, an even 20, so 30.
Yeah, and then the Eagles themselves have
Haven't won
never
since.
had one. So,
Still trash.
so it's
Why
like,
would you trash your own city?
They're good
Who says-
fans, too,
I-
though. It's not just
why is
they're just excited. Look! Nobody acted accordingly. Look at Kevin Hart. He's in the. He was trying to get on the stage with.
I was embarrassed.
Yeah, no,
It
he's
wasn't
like, I know who
embarrassing,
you are,
but
but you ain't getting on.
I think it was funny, but I mean, hey, they let them enjoy it. I mean, they got to deal with it, not us.
Yeah.
And it's coming out of their taxes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Not good
whatever.
for Philly,
Yeah, y'all won.
They
Next
finally
time
won.
y'all win, if y'all win another one, hopefully y'all don't wreck the whole city, wreck a part of it.
Yeah. Are they back next year? Is the Philadelphia Eagles back?
To the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Too early to say.
It's way too early to
This
say.
year was
I
a
say,
little-
hell no.
This year was a little weird to me. Like, I didn't think
Yeah.
nobody stood too far out in front of the pack.
Right.
So it was like, this is one of those years where I think next year might be totally different.
Mhm.
I don't know if the Patriots get back, but I know they're in the playoffs.
Who
because of
knows
their
how
division.
far Mahomes takes the Chiefs?
That's true. Now they got to play a number 1 schedule. They're not going to finish 13-3 again. Maybe 10-6, maybe 11-5. That doesn't give you home field advantage. You're not going to be completely disrespected by every media analyst for 3 straight weeks. I mean, we didn't disrespect them. All 3 of us picked the Eagles to cover, so it's not like we
But
we didn't disrespect the Eagles. It's
as
just
far
like-
as the Eagles
not
go,
at all.
my thing is if their defense stays intact, which that wasn't a great game for them defensively.
both teams.
Yeah,
Yeah, but their defense is going to be
but I
there
mean,
because
you
they're
you
young.
expect
They're
that
still on
though.
rookie contract
You
for the most
kind of
part.
you kind of give them a little bit because it's Tom Brady. Like he's gonna figure you out at some point during the game.
5 yards though. That's most in Super Bowl
What did
history.
what did the running backs do though?
Nothing.
Well, I mean, James White was catching balls, scoring
He was
touchdowns.
catching balls, all
He's
passes.
a running back.
What did I'm saying? Like what did they do in the running game?
The Patriots don't really have a running game.
What
They gave away LeGarrette Blount.
Deion Lewis was
trash.
averaging,
3
getting,
points in
getting
FanDuel.
touchdowns. But listen, Brady has to do that. He does it every game. He starts to pick you apart at some point.
Yeah, you just knew it was coming.
Yeah, season MVP. He had a great season.
Yeah, he has one
Even
just
though I
about
felt
every
Todd
year.
really deserved it.
It's quarterback, dude. It's not.
Yeah,
And his team got fouled in the playoffs.
but they do. Doesn't
What's
the
that,
voting
second
get done?
MVP?
Third.
What do you mean? Third.
Third.
Yeah. So tied with Brett Favre, only 2 away from Peyton. I don't think he catches Peyton though. That's he'd have to win the next 2 years. 40,
I mean, the way they
41,
team is, though,
42.
it's kind of built for him to have
do
a
his
lot of
thing.
yards and a lot of
I mean, they don't
touchdowns.
have many stars. You know what I mean?
But they
It's-
still got weapons. They have I mean, I don't know. If
I mean,
Gronkowski
he about
comes
to
back.
retire.
Yeah, I don't know.
They
if he
lost
comes
Brandon
back.
Cooks. Would you really call Danny Amendola and Chris Hogan really weapons?
System guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll get the
they're
job.
great,
Man. I
yeah,
don't think
but-
you're gonna get as many touchdowns out of them, but
They're more system guys.
yo, that hit though.
On
Oh,
Brandon
Cooks.
Cooks.
Horrible.
Yo, that was.
It wasn't illegal.
Flag?
It's-
No,
it's
I
not
mean, it was
illegal.
illegal. It wasn't a legal hit.
It was
It
legal.
was just a really hard legal hit.
That was Jenkins, right? Oh,
I think it had to be Jenkins. Only Jenkins hits that hard.
that's his second ring too, right?
Malcolm Jenkins has a ring with who else?
Wasn't he on New Orleans?
Oh yeah.
Maybe. Was he? I don't remember.
I don't
I
know.
think
It
it was
depends if he.
either-
It depends if he.
Look
I
at
know he
one
was
second ring.
back
Yeah.
to back.
And Chris Long, I think.
Wait, third, right? Was he there on the first one?
The first what?
The Seahawks
No.
one?
Nah,
No.
No, he wasn't
for
there?
that. Nah, he
I
came.
know Chris Long and
What team was he on before that? Was he on Pittsburgh or
No, the Bucks.
like Eric Blunt? He came from because whatever year I know the
Oh,
first.
and he was on the on Pittsburgh too.
Yeah, I think he was the year they won the first time. I think he was on Pittsburgh or something. But yeah, that hit though. I'm like,
Malcolm Butler,
it
your
was-
Super Bowl hero, was sitting down.
it was a great defensive hit, but it was scary
It
to
was
look at.
scary to look at.
But it was one of them things that if you love defense, you just like.
Make you like get up out your seat.
Because
Like,
he's not wrong for going for the hit. Like I don't
No, it
say
wasn't
he's
illegal.
wrong. Like I
I'm gonna
don't.
say it's just a bad outcome.
Yeah, like he just. You can't even say he got hung out the drive because he caught the ball and made moves
Yeah.
and put himself in that.
yeah, he just
one
got
of them things,
blindsided.
man. And he looked like he
Seeing stars.
caught everything about it. All that hit, every muscle that was in that hit, he caught.
Well, now Philadelphia has a QB controversy, so good. Bye. Giants. Oh, they go Giants.
You think they really do have a
I don't
QB
think it's a
controversy?
controversy. I think everybody know Carson Wentz is gonna
I
start,
think Carson
Yeah.
Wentz is going to be
but
the
it's
starter.
just
They probably going to franchise tag, what you call it.
Would you trade? Wait, why
What?
would they? He's
Franchise
there
tag
for
who?
another year.
you know the average pay. They both worth $7 million. They both getting paid $7 million right now. I wouldn't franchise tag.
Nah, Wentz is getting paid like 4 or something like that.
Because he's on rookie
Oh, what
This is
contract.
on his
so what
rookie contract.
incentives? Because on I was watching something and it said
They're wrong.
it
Whatever
said
he was watching, do
7.3
not mislead my
million.
boy.
That said one is 7.3 and one is 7.6.
I
That's
thought.
their cap
I
hits.
thought. Oh, their cap hits. Yeah, that because Foles.
Wentz.
Wentz is fully guaranteed his contract. But this guy was 15 million.
Who?
He was owed 15 million. Foles. Yeah.
Foles?
Like together, they were listing together. Like their cap hit is lower than like half the leagues.
Nah.
So they not only did they benefit from it reminds me of the Seahawks. They benefit from a really reasonable quarterback situation where they can spend more money on everywhere else,
Yeah.
and it works. It works really
Until it
well.
breaks it down.
I'm waiting for some team to be foolish enough to try to trade for Nick Foles. Nick Foles is a purely system QB. You've seen him fail everywhere else.
Yeah.
Do not switch. Do not try to trade for this team.
Hey, let the man get his money.
Oh no, yeah, he's getting his money now. He
Nah,
has
but
more
I
than
think
Wentz.
if you give him a decent, look where he went. They didn't even have decent receivers like that.
with the
Rams.
and then he was backing up Alex Smith. Yeah, I guess. But everything around you needs to be right for you to.
I just feel like you gotta have some type of weapon.
I mean, they had
They had Alshon Jeffrey on, somebody
Yeah.
to get the ball to. Zach Ertz.
They had a squad.
Yeah.
You could put in a
I mean,
QB,
not
yeah.
everybody was on that team. And Algalor, I don't.
Aguilar's really stepped his game up.
Yeah, but before he wasn't.
but
We
Yeah,
gonna sit
he
here and
was a
pretend
bust
the
the
Eagles
first
don't
year.
have a squad? Nah, they had definitely a squad.
They had a team that became good. All them pieces on paper wasn't good when they first got together.
Oh yeah, Aguilar was trash last year. Wentz was coming into his own last year.
Yeah.
They've had a good offensive defensive line.
I think Peterson just has a great system in Philadelphia. I think he could plug any decent quarterback.
And they trust
in, and
him.
they probably would
And that's
strive.
the thing, they trust him. The way he does things different, the going for it on fourth downs, and
Yeah, they were
they trust him.
completely going for the win the entire game. Reckless thing after reckless thing. The reckless is probably not the right word, but
they play like I play Madden.
Yeah, like we going for every fourth down. We
Like
going,
I play mad.
yeah, except y'all both lose.
I don't care.
Not all the time.
Yeah, I'm
Nah,
undefeated
no,
against you this year.
you're not. We didn't play. You
Like,
can't.
You forfeited.
I didn't forfeit.
Well, don't worry. When Madden comes out in August, you playing?
If Brady not on the cover,
How is he gonna be on the cover twice? Why do you hate
they made
Brady
a
so
GOAT
much?
edition. Like
He is
Jordan
the
was on 2K 2 years in a row.
GOAT. Yeah, you're right. Both
Shaq
goats.
was on 2K like 3 years in a row.
But they had two other people. I'll just get another cover.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can do that.
Instead of getting the Brady cover, I'll get the other cover.
Yeah, you know you want to get the Brady cover.
I'm not gonna get the Brady cover.
Love the Brady
let's say
cover.
if it's Brady and Odell, I'm gonna get the Brady cover.
No, that's the only one of the only people. Him and
Brady
Eli.
and Eli.
The only two people.
Brady and Name a Giant.
Yeah, nobody else is going on a cover
That's
on the
right,
Giants.
you're right.
Nah.
They gonna put Romo on the front.
Congrats to the Eagles, though. Happy for the Eagles.
He finally made the NFC
Right.
Championship.
Ooh.
Next year, Tony Romo's making a Super Bowl because CBS is announcing the Super Bowl next year.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Yo,
It's gonna be the Jets and the some other team.
You can say the Giants. If you say the Giants, I'll go with you. If you say any other team, it's not gonna happen.
You think the Giants go to the Super Bowl next year?
No.
I
I feel like they bounce back. I feel like they're old. They're so horrible.
I think
Almost all the teams that won the division this year finished last year.
There'll be a
So I don't
10-win
want to hear
team.
anything about the Giants.
That's what I'm
not
saying.
having
This
a
was a
chance.
weird year to me.
Yeah,
like,
There'll be a 10-win team next year, I think.
Who?
The Giants.
I mean, if no one gets hurt, like we really
Yeah.
lost. You know, we had a
You lost
horrible
everybody.
offensive line to begin with, and then we lost our only offense.
You lost everybody. You lost 4 receivers in a game.
Yeah, that's
hey,
true.
let's just look at it like this.
You
At least you got it out the way.
Yeah.
At least you ain't wait till this year and this upcoming year and everybody's healthy and then that one person. Hopefully it doesn't happen this year. Like
hopefully
just-
Marshall.
let's just say you
hopefully
just
Brandon
got it out
Marshall
the
comes
way.
back.
Yeah.
Hopefully
people
Brandon
gonna
Marshall
get
comes
injured.
back.
Y'all just got all of y'all's this year.
Yeah, and then we'll
Maybe
see.
next year moving forward y'all will be injury free.
Oh, and I want to take a second because we're talking about injuries and all this. There was a caller on one of the radio shows last night who said there should be an asterisk next to the Philadelphia Eagles win because Ezekiel Elliott was out 6 games. Let's stop that nonsense.
That doesn't even make
There's
any
no,
sense.
yeah,
That
yeah.
has
Ezekiel
nothing to do
Elliott
with
decided to do what he did, and he got suspended for it. Even if he did get injured or whatever, we don't blame injuries.
Yeah, like you can't. You put whoever gets put in front of me is who I
That
play.
person
play,
is
that's
dumb.
it.
It's
Yeah,
not
he
like
is
I
dumb,
set up
completely.
the other team. That's
And we're
that's
saying
that's
that
a
how
hater.
the Giants
That's a hater.
completely got wrecked. Completely got wrecked, and I'm not putting an asterisk.
Yeah, that's a hater.
Yeah,
That's a
it
hater.
is a
That's a
hater.
complete
That's a
hater.
Complete hater. NFC
Every
East
year,
hater.
by the end of the football season, somebody's injured. The Patriots won without Gronk.
Yeah.
It came back from
The
25
The
down.
Eagles won without Wentz. Their starting
Yeah,
quarterback.
like you see what I'm saying? So it's like
you know, and it's crazy how many people wrote them off once
Wentz
went
went
down.
down.
Us
Yeah, because he
included.
was. I mean, he was an
he was
MVP.
he's the MVP to that point.
They almost lost to Atlanta. One could argue they should have. Like
You could.
Atlanta
top
should have
two-
won that game.
top 3 wide receiver Julio Jones let one slip through his fingers.
Yeah, so destiny.
But
One of
you
them
know what I mean?
destiny
Yeah,
type
it was you know, you switch things around. There's things that could and one could argue if Wentz didn't get hurt, the playoff, jitters could have hit him in the first round. You never
Yeah,
know.
you
That's
never-
why-
yeah.
Foles had been there before.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like that's the thing about football that makes it special. It's like
Mhm.
you need the perfect storm almost.
Yeah,
like
together.
besides the Patriots, they just seem like they belong
They
there every
are
year.
the perfect storm.
But it's like you need the perfect storm to win. Like you could be great all year, but you still need that perfect setup of things to happen for you to get through these 3 games without making that fatal mistake.
Facts.
Congrats
That's
to
what
the Eagles.
that's what make it special. That's why when people win, like it's you don't know if you're gonna win.
Right.
Like people have feelings about, but you're never surprised. Like you're never surprised. Like it's never like, oh, this team can't win. Every team in the playoffs has a chance. As the Giants showed, was one of the first teams I've known to show to come from literally what was they 6? It was Sixth or fifth seed. Yeah, won the championship. So.
And then when the second time we were 9-7, we were a 4th seed, but we were 9-7.
Yeah, but yeah, you know that's y'all division. That's how y'all do things. Y'all be close.
We beat up on each other.
Yeah,
The Giants sucked this year, and we almost beat the Eagles twice.
Yeah.
So
that's just familiarity. I think that's how you say that.
Yeah, I have no doubt that if we like the first game of the season has to be the Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, right? Like there's no debate that that has to be one of the first games of the season. Like the first game of the season has to be one of those two options.
Hey, usually it's something like that.
I don't see anybody else.
Gotta be the defending champs and somebody.
Well, so the Eagles are going to be in it, but I have no doubt in my. I think I'm leaning towards Cowboys.
Patriots, Eagles.
Well, they don't play next year.
We don't play the AFC East.
No, we play the AFC South.
Or Steelers, Eagles.
AFC South.
Oh yeah, that's
Colts
AFC North. Colts and
Jaguars.
Jaguars, Eagles would be good.
Better than Cowboys, Eagles.
Yeah.
Well, better by
as far as game, what you would consider.
But we talking about like rating wise for the NFL. Who would put
like,
on
you're gonna go with the rivalry.
You're gonna go with
the rivalry, the conference.
Let's not act like the Cowboys aren't a good team. They were okay last year.
I think the Eagles will smoke them. To be honest with you, if they play the first game, I think they win.
That home thing, I don't think so. That rivalry thing is huge.
Yeah, I understand.
They'll win, but
I just think because it's the first game of the season.
The Cowboys shocked the Giants when we had that first,
Yeah, but it's not something that I see them repeating over and over again. They're just not world beaters like that. Where I think they come in and the Eagles' defense. And that's just my thing. Like unless
they're not that good.
They were before that game was in the Super Bowl.
Brady smoked them.
Yeah, Brady smoked everybody.
Brady smokes everyone.
He smoked the Jaguars defense in the second half of the game.
That's another thing. The Jaguars should have won that game.
They should have won that game. There's a lot of games that should have been won. It should have been a whole nother Super Bowl if you want to play it like that.
And then that last
the Saints
catch
should have won that game.
Can we talk about those two catches? Those two catches, the Clement one and then the Ertz one.
I don't know what a catch is anymore.
Well, 1,000% I thought the Ertz catch was a catch.
Ertz was a catch.
Which begs the question.
But what about the Jesse James catch then?
That's exactly what I was saying. How was that not a catch, but then the other one was?
Wait, what happened?
The Jesse James catch against the Patriots.
Yeah, same exact motion.
When he got stopped at the goal line, but then the ball hit the ground once he crossed the plane, so they ruled it a fumble.
And then Fred, hopefully
that's one of them things that is always going to be a problem because it's literally up to the ref calling.
Yeah.
Fred, I hope you can embed this in the video so people know what I'm talking about. But there was a play in the Giants versus the Eagles, the first meeting, where Sterling Shepard basically caught the ball in the end zone, took 4 steps inside the end zone, and went out of bounds. And then one of the Eagles players pushed him. And then once he fell to the ground, it popped out. And then they called that incomplete.
That's the same thing
that
happened.
That was completely egregious. I could not believe that.
It wasn't worse than what happened to Safarian Jenkins.
Oh yeah, twice
versus the Patriots.
So let's. I don't know what a catch is. Clement was definitely not a catch. I didn't think that was a catch.
I don't think the one in the back of the end zone was a catch either.
No, the one with Corey Clement when he was juggling the ball and then got his left foot out.
Catch.
It was. I don't want to say the everything went right for the Eagles and not for the Patriots because you could say anything with anything, but it just seemed like. And I'm not saying they had ref help like you would say the Giants had ref help against the Patriots, but what I'm saying is it seemed like the Eagles got
that's your favorite word.
The benefit of a lot of calls.
Yeah, but the Patriots get it all the time.
Yeah, that's true. So I feel maybe it was an overcorrection or something like that.
I don't know.
I'm not saying the Eagles don't deserve it.
No,
the Eagles played their heart out. I'm not saying they won.
I'm just saying I don't think they was making
a
call like,
it was the Eagles. No,
this is obviously wrong. But you know what?
Let's switch it over.
Because we did 1 penalty to 7 or whatever that was against the Jaguars, we're gonna give these calls to the Eagles.
It's weird when if it went one call one way and one call the other, I would understand. But both of them went both the Eagles' ways. That was a little confusing to me.
It's all about the ref, man.
I agree.
It's all about the ref. That's.
Eagles fans, do not kill me. You guys performed. You guys did what you had to do. That masterful last drive where you guys took out like 7 to 8 minutes off the clock. You can't deny that. That cool Philly special play.
Yeah, that's one of the highlights of the Super Bowl. That was nice.
Doug Peterson out. I don't want to say he outcoached Bill Belichick.
He just did his job.
He just did his job. And every gamble he took worked.
Belichick,
and I'm not.
And it's because Belichick.
I don't think he out Belichick though. I think just every gamble he took, he made. And that if we played this game again, he wouldn't get every single one.
And
There's just no way.
It's
and
the
the
perfect storm.
It was. It hit Team of Destiny, maybe.
This is
And
what the
the
Super
fact
Bowl
that
is.
you-
Like the
most
Giants
time.
were a Team of Destiny.
Yeah, this is what the Super Bowl is. Every now and again, you get that team that you don't never think is gonna win, and then it's
Not
the
to
perfect
mention the
storm.
fact
Like,
that they
when it was
have
the
their best
Seahawks,
defensive player
Patriots,
on
the
the field.
Broncos. All
That
of
was
them
another
guys-
perfect. So there's no reason the Seahawks should have lost that team.
to the Patriots, right? But
No.
I'm saying, like, getting there, you kind of expect them.
Mm.
You expect the Patriots to get there that year. You expect the Seahawks to get there the year before.
I have a parallel.
What?
When the Broncos won that #1 seed, when Peyton was, old,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they got that same disrespect. Weren't they, not favored against
Yeah, they
Pittsburgh?
wasn't favorite, but that was.
Well, no,
that
that's
was-
not true. They were favored, but by less than 3. So it was like they didn't
Yeah,
even get
'cause
that
they-
home field advantage.
everybody-
Everybody
talking about it.
basically had given the win to the Panthers.
No, I'm talking about the
and
against the Steelers.
But yeah, and the
that
Super
first
Bowl
game.
too.
Yeah, I'm saying the
They
Super
was
Bowl.
saying- a
everybody-
lot of the experts were saying
That's not disrespectful though. To be.
they was just like
They
nah,
just
they
wrote
was
them
just
off.
like clear like
No,
I
yeah,
think
I
this is
agree with
gonna
you.
be
That's what I
another
was trying to say.
Seahawks.
Yeah.
Seahawks Broncos basically.
Where and you know what, the defense showed up and they did their thing,
Then that's-
and Peyton managed the game well.
Yeah.
At 40 years old, he played
the party.
the part he had to.
Yeah.
It wasn't Brady, but he played the part he had to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that same power. This teaches us don't disrespect #1 seeds. Do not give the #1 seed who has home field advantage the power to claim they're underdogs. Do not do that.
Yeah, because that really drove Philly.
I drove Philly. Philly
all
should
the way
have
through.
won.
The dog Max.
Because they moonwalked on Vikings.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that.
the Vikings
Yeah,
shouldn't have. They were gonna play at home.
Yeah.
Gave it up. But good job, Philly. Good job, Eagles fans. You guys get a bad rap, and I know it's the minority of you guys. A lot of you guys are good. I posted something on Facebook about Philly fans sending condolences to a Minnesota fan or something like that, where
Yeah.
someone that got attacked at
Yeah,
their
that
stadium.
game,
Yeah. So Philly fans, we know enjoy this win. You guys deserve it. You guys are world champs. I'm not gonna talk smack until the Giants beat you guys next year. So take everything you guys want. I'm not gonna bring up the fact that y'all only got one. All that matters is y'all got one. No, seriously.
You're literally bringing up every fact.
Nah, y'all really deserve this. They do. They deserve it. They're a tortured fan base. They're not frauds like New Yorkers who are fans of other teams. Everyone in Philly likes the Eagles. It's just what it is.
That's cool. That's
Let's talk about
how
the
New York
fact
wanted
that
to be.
Bill Belichick picks the last
Shots at y'all.
and most important game of the season to play father figure to his star defensive player. The whole situation is weird, because first it comes out that he got caught with weed, he missed the flight, and he wasn't feeling well. Then Butler comes out and says it's not true. Then it's the Tom Brady Instagram comment. Like, the whole situation, like, that shit is just weird to me. Like,
who were the person that brought it? Was sources, right? Because Bill Belichick didn't say anything. All he said was, "We're doing what we think we need to do to win," which is a
Right.
total lie. Malcolm Butler is your best corner.
it was just what also makes it weird.
But I think Bill Belichick doesn't necessarily coach for now. They have 5 rings.
He doesn't need another one.
It's not that he doesn't need it, but it's like, what am I gonna give up to get it? When I gotta coach look at these same guys in the locker room next year. So it's like, I'm not gonna give up my disciplinary field of view or the way I look at things because we're in the Super Bowl. No, because if you would have did this during the regular season, whatever it was, to get you to this point, you would have been sitting during the regular season. Like,
Right.
you just waited. It just got to this point in the Super Bowl. No, you're not getting it. I have 5 rings. You have 1.
Technically, that's 7.
Yeah, technically you have. I've done this before.
Oh,
I'm
the
probably
Giants.
gonna do this. I'm probably gonna do this again at some point. Like,
Yeah.
Bill Belichick is,
Well, I don't know with Josh
and
McDaniels
it's
coming
about
back.
respect. It's about respect.
Yeah, that's
If he's allowed to, if this is something that the whole team kind of knows what's going on and he doesn't get
Yeah.
disciplined, you gonna lose some form of respect.
And it's going to look
It's
weak.
gonna look like you'll do anything to win, regardless what it means about the respect factor towards you. And you can't bring that back later on. You can't wait till the regular season and be like, well, you did this. Listen, Butler wilded out in the Super Bowl and he got to play, so I ain't trying to hear that.
yeah.
You gonna tell me I can't play? I'm immediately asking for trades and not really going along with it. So you have to kind of keep what you do. You don't. I'm not mad at it. I don't feel like it cost them the game. I just feel like
No. The Eagles outperformed them. I
Yeah,
don't even
like-
blame Brady for that fumble.
No,
That
it was
just
like
a
two play-
beautiful
it was
play,
like-
Yeah.
by Fletcher Cox. It was just awesome.
Yeah, like you don't see Brady.
Nah, the
fumble that
Alshon
often,
Jeffrey
so-
play, they needed him in there for.
All right.
The Alshon Jeffrey touchdown.
Yeah. Oh yeah, where he got burnt.
Yeah.
But Bernard, you're absolutely right. It's easy now to say they made a mistake because
Yeah.
hindsight, right? But what if he would have won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Then it's a non-issue.
And he looks like a genius.
And he looks
but,
like. A
but nah, I'm
genius.
just saying, like, when it comes to disciplinary measures next year, this is gonna be taken into account.
No, you're
Right.
right.
With
yeah.
whether you want to lose, it's like
'Cause now you
Butler
can
got to play. Like
now he can say
he was wilding and he got to play. Well, if he was wild, whatever the situation was, he got to play. You
And-
cannot.
Yeah, you're right.
and now,
Now,
he'll
you
look
go, now it's gonna look like you giving stars special
right.
treatment.
And now he'll look even better because of it, because now he can say, "Listen, you see, I benched Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl, so
Yeah, now anybody
nah,
can do anything
except
wrong.
for
now.
Randy.
anything can happen."
You taking what you get now because
I wish we knew the entire story because
Yeah,
there's no way Bill Belichick is a mastermind. He's a genius. There's no way he would bench Butler for absolutely no reason.
that's
that-
not. But
Zero
I don't.
reason.
I
I'm
don't.
saying the
I
whole
also don't think-
organization is just weird right now.
And I also don't think.
Between that and the
Brady,
the
yeah.
McDaniels thing and the
They
and
got
the
him
Brady
back, yeah. They
and the Brady
screwed your
comment.
Colts.
That's not my Colts. And I honestly think Butler. I think Butler should stop speaking on it because whatever it is,
It's over
Bill
now.
Belichick is not saying. And I think that's a benefit to Butler. It's not. Your character's not being. Your character can only be questioned. There's no definite thing that you did wrong coming out. But if you keep, oh, they quit on me. They did this. They did that. Eventually, somebody's gonna say something, and it's gonna be like, all right, well, now you are this type of person, and now I don't want you on my team, even though you feel some type of way.
He's gone from the Patriots.
Yeah, like I understand he don't want to be there, but leave it alone. You didn't play, it's over. Like don't keep bringing the issue up because then if somebody says something and what they say is not good for your rep, then it's like now you're ruined across the board.
And he knew he wasn't playing.
Yeah,
He wasn't
so,
surprised. He was crying during the national anthem.
yeah. So it's like, take it, understand not to do whatever you did to get under this person's skin again.
I think management should have took some type of action though.
See, but I don't
And then
agree
what?
with that either, though, because when Bill Parcells, who's Bill Belichick's teacher,
Yeah.
was disciplining Cowboys players, they would just go up to Jerry Jones and say, "Look, listen, he's trying to bench me," and then Jerry Jones would come down and say, "No, he's not benched." That takes away authority from
Yeah,
the
like-
coach, and it's like you can't coach your team that way. So I don't think management should have stepped in. I think maybe management should have talked to but management definitely should have stepped in when they benched Eli, because if you're gonna fire the coach anyway, if you're gonna fire the coach the next week anyway, then you could usurp his authority or whatever. But if you're gonna keep your coach for the long term, and you want your coach to control the locker room,
Right.
you can't undermine him.
Yeah,
That's
you
like
just gotta ride with it.
that's like me expressing opinion on this podcast and first like, no, you can't have that. That's crazy. You can't do that.
That's like when two adults tell you something. One adult tell you something, and you run to the other one and try to get them to have a different
Yeah, it's
opinion
like
and
mommy and daddy, yeah.
undermine them. Yeah, so it's just like you don't do that because once you do that, it's no more
can't work
power in the
together,
locker room. Yeah, like they're not gonna respect me. They're always just gonna go to you. So.
Yeah.
I think Bill Belichick,
One lapse.
if depending
Go
on
to
how
the
bad the situation was, if it was something that was known throughout the locker room or a couple people knew, you got to take action. Because if you don't, a few people know that you didn't take action, and now those people have to just about be immune from any type of disciplinary thing similar to his. Because I know what you did for him. So because he's a star, now I'm talking. Now I'm mad because I'm sitting down a game. And Butler played the Super Bowl, and he was doing whatever. Like, so it's like it's one of them things. He probably painted himself into a corner and had to be benched.
Yeah.
I doubt he just up and, you know what, you're just not good.
Or
for
it
the
might have
game
been
plan.
repetitive.
Malcolm Butler is their best corner. You're not gonna bench him for nothing. So he painted himself there. He did what he did wrong and kept doing it or whatever the situation was, and it cost him the Super Bowl. Don't do it again. Learn. I mean, I don't know if
Yeah, I
you want
agree.
the Super Bowl if you leave the Patriots, but, you know.
Belichick gets the benefit of the doubt because he has the 5 rings as a head coach. He's
Yeah.
arguably the best head coach of all time, I know I throw around this, best of all time thing, but I really feel like Bill Belichick is a rise above a lot of other coaches. So you can't just side with Malcolm Butler because Brady did. So
It's like Popovich and the NBA. They're literally like Popovich can literally do what he wants.
I feel like if you switch them to both sports, they could still succeed.
Yeah, like
It's that crazy.
Because they don't necessarily cater to one person. They build their team and they build a system. No, they have their system and they build their team around the system. They don't try to build a system around a team. They build the team around the system.
Right.
It's easier to do that way. Hey, I need a guy to shoot threes from here. I need a guy to be able to catch these type of plays or this type of receiver. So you go out and get the type of person you need to fit your system rather than getting a person and trying to build the system around them when people don't stay the same. That's why people always wonder why Belichick is quick to let people go.
Yeah, no.
You don't fit the system no more.
Yeah, that's it. He's a system thing. And I don't want to he uses the system to take away from Brady. That's the combination of both of them.
And one hand washes the other in that case.
Brady is definitely awesome. Like Brady gets the ball where it needs to be. Like that's a talent in itself. Brady has otherworldly situations that he has completed and the comeback thing. But it's just them as a duo. Like I think to acknowledge one without the other would be a crime.
Yeah, I 1000% agree.
Like Kobe, Shaq.
Well, Kobe won without Shaq, right?
Yeah, twice.
He just wanted to bring that in there.
Shaq won without Kobe.
Yeah,
Once.
that's true.
So what? They won without each other. What are you talking
It
about?
happens.
One more without the other.
Just I can't.
One also got swept by the Dallas Mavericks.
By
Oh.
Dirk,
I don't care.
the highest active leader in points.
And then they replaced him. Placement big man tried to throw an elbow at the littlest guy in the league.
Real. Yep.
he only
That's
been
how we
playing-
doing it in Compton, baby.
Where he doing it at now?
Where he at now? Yeah. JJ Redick got more. I mean, not
He
him.
cleaning-
JJ Barea got way
He
more.
cleaning
money than
shoes in the same bowling alley he got rehurted when he was trying to play for Philly.
I just hope that Philly fans don't boo Santa Claus next year now. Now they got something to celebrate.
Nah, look. I don't think it's the same as like Mets fans or like what Boston fans used to be, where the identity was losing. I never felt that Eagles had their identity in losing. So I think I don't think this is gonna change them. I think them winning the Super Bowl, they're gonna be excited for about a month. They're still gonna be just as passionate. I sense a difference.
And plus, Eagles fans always thought they could beat everybody.
Anyone,
in their
yeah.
division
Anyone.
anyway. Like
They talked the most shit last year when they were in last place.
yeah, Eagles fans always thought they. I've never met an Eagles fan that didn't think they was one win away from something. Like,
Everything went wrong. We
yeah.
could have won every single game.
Man, if that clock didn't tick down the way it did, man, we would have definitely been in the Super Bowl. You'd be like, what?
If McNabb ain't throw that interception
Twice in a row. McNabb, I don't even think you can't be considered the franchise's best anymore. It's either Foles. It got to be Foles now.
especially because you got fired from
I mean,
ESPN.
you don't have no ring. I mean, technically.
I got a question for him since he said Eli wasn't a Hall of Famer. Are you a Hall of Famer?
If
Because
Eli's
Eli's not, you
If
definitely.
Eli's not a Hall of Famer, then McNabb is not.
He'd be the quickest.
Clear.
I belong in the Hall of Fame. Speaking of
Clear.
Hall of Fame,
Everything McNabb did at the time, he wasn't the best at.
yeah.
Michael
Never-
Vick was a better runner.
Peyton was a better quarterback.
Everybody else was a better
Brady
thrower.
was a better quarterback.
Yeah, so
Speaking of the Hall of Fame, Randy Moss and
First ballot deserved it.
yeah, T.O. third ballot. I feel like Ray Lewis shouldn't get his gold jacket until we find the white suit.
He talking about the murder.
Yeah,
I think
the what?
the white suit. Because Ray Lewis stabbed the guy.
don't slander Ray Lewis. Look, Ray Lewis,
Slam-
you deserve. You are first ballot Hall of
stabbed the
Famer.
guy, and then he was wearing the white suit. They asked him where the white suit was. That was probably gonna have blood on it. He never found it.
Ray Lewis, you are probably
Wait, when was this while he was playing?
one of the greatest
Yeah,
linebackers ever.
it was Super Bowl weekend.
It might be Lawrence Taylor. You might be next. I don't want to stop it.
It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was the Super Bowl that the Ravens won.
Yeah, against the Giants, one of the best defenses of all
First
time.
of all, if Ray Lewis was allowed to stab a guy on Super Bowl weekend when they played against the Giants, and he was in the game,
Yes.
Malcolm Butler has a huge gripe.
he shouldn't even be able to.
And the
Where
first
do these
ballot
players
over
go where
T.O.
they could do this stuff
well,
by
not
themselves?
over T.O. This is his first
I'm
eligibility.
saying T.O. should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
T.O. rubbed people the wrong way.
So what? It has nothing to do with
I
the
agree
numbers.
with you,
Vote
but
nothing
if
to
I'm
do
a
with the
voter,
numbers.
I'm
Voters.
human.
Donald Trump is president. It's all about the voters.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
I'm giving God.
That's
I would,
enough when
even
it
if,
comes to voters
even
to
if I
just
was
let you
salty
know.
about a person, if I understood that they had the numbers,
Then
and
you're
that,
a great person.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. But
Thank
as
you.
far-
Chipper Jones, Chipper Jones for the Ken Griffey Jr. Chipper Jones, automatic first ballot Hall of Famers for sure in baseball. Why weren't they unanimous? Everyone knows that they're a first ballot Hall of
just
Famer.
because people
but I
hate.
feel like the
Because
same,
exactly,
the
it's
same-
the same thing.
People are haters.
the same reason. I don't know.
That-
The
but
Hall of Fame.
You're trying to find
voters,
logic where it's logicless.
Yeah, I know because I feel like Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame if
And
Mark,
I think
if Mark
T.O.
McGwire is.
To be honest,
Mark
with you.
McGwire's not in the Hall of Fame. He is. He got in.
I think so.
And then
Maybe I'm
T.O.
mistaken.
is keeping himself out because every time he misses it, he talk.
Yeah, but now he's not gonna talk. He's good. But I
Should
look,
have been voted last year.
they got everybody right. Brian Urlacher was the top linebacker. He's in.
Yeah.
You know, I think they
Randy
got
Moss
everybody
is
right.
first ballot.
Clearly.
Second
best
second
wide
all
receiver
time.
ever.
Second all time in touchdowns. I
Had the
think.
best wide receiver season ever with the Patriots.
You know his career is 15.1 yards after the catch.
That's crazy. There was a stat they show his first one of the Minnesota games, 3 catches, 3 TDs, 160 yards. Crazy. He's great, man. He's great. He deserves it.
He got his own term.
I just
Moss.
yeah, exactly. I just have a question. He has a losing record throughout his career.
Dante Culpepper.
No.
Nah,
I'm talking about
Raiders.
Raiders. Larry Fitzgerald,
Patriots.
first ballot Hall of Famer, right? Larry Fitzgerald, without a doubt, first ballot Hall of
Yeah.
Famer. Losing record throughout the career. Why, when it comes to Eli Manning, not even quarterbacks, Eli Manning, people want to bring up his starting record and why he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame when Eli Manning is above 500?
People like to say stuff when they don't have nothing else to say.
But it's not just people in comments. It's stupid analysts like Donovan McNabb, who's,
We
unemployed.
already don't count him as an analyst like that because he's only an analyst because he played.
And he's not anymore.
A lot of players who used to play, who are not in a position that these people are in that they're talking about, are gonna talk now. Look at how all the older players talk about the newer players, and it's just about
All
every
trash,
sport.
every single one.
Yeah, they couldn't have played in my time. Nobody asked you that. They asked you, are they good now? Oh, well,
That's
I'm
all
looking
that
at
matters.
it like this. Nobody asked you to look at it
can't
like
do that.
anything.
That whole era thing you can't do, especially when I finally figured out,
Eating them
Jordan
churros.
would score more in this era than he did in the last era, but LeBron would literally lock people down in Jordan's era. So that's why I don't do that comparison thing. You have to
But
weigh it based
he'd get hit though.
who
LeBron.
he'd get hit, but he'd also hit other people. He's a
He's
freak.
big,
He's an athlete,
yeah. He would fit.
But
But
I was
Like, look how great of a defender he is now.
yeah.
If he kind of got away with a lot of stuff,
But imagine like him
Lockdown
getting
it's like Shaq.
defended by like Rick Mahorn or some shit like that.
yeah, he'd get beat
He
up.
probably would
but-
score less.
Yeah, he'd
but
score less, but his
he
defensive
would,
rating.
he would be better on
Yeah.
defense because
He'd make up
little
for
men would get destroyed by elbows from a 6'10" or 6'9".
like Curry wouldn't stand a
200 plus.
chance.
Yeah.
Well, it's wide open. So, but you
I mean,
can't
he
do
would
that,
just shoot from half court probably.
Yeah, just
But I'm saying it would be no layups for Curry
Yeah, none.
because Curry wouldn't even
Not
come in the
against.
lane.
I mean, I can't say that. It wasn't everybody wasn't playing like that.
Yeah.
Detroit and a couple other teams had them type
Enforcers.
of.
Like imagine if
Yeah.
Curry got hit with like the
The
Kurt
Knicks.
Rambis or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
we
right.
were huge. Charles Oakley.
Anthony Mason, yeah, they was. They had a
Alonzo
couple.
Mourning.
Yeah, guys like that play rough, but Larry Johnson, guys like that, but
Remember when Van Gundy was holding on to Alonzo Mourning leg?
honestly,
Good times. But I'm really happy T.O. and Moss is both in.
Yeah, they.
I don't
deserve
care
it, man.
who gets in for the rest of the Hall of
oh
Fame.
yeah, Marvin Harrison been in, right?
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison was a top wide receiver.
Yeah, I remember in Madden a few
Steve
years it
Smith
was
get in?
those 3 guys.
Yeah, top 3.
Steve Smith got in last year, right?
No, he
No,
wasn't
he's
eligible.
not eligible. He just
Didn't
retired.
he play? Yeah, he played this year.
Retired.
Somebody got in last year that was supposed to get in. Yeah, I'm bugging.
Yeah, we'd have to look that.
Steve
You don't
Smith.
think Steve Smith deserves to
Is
get
he,
in?
he
Yeah.
retired for real, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did he?
Or did he get injured this year? And
He didn't get. He got injured last year. He was supposed to retire. Then he came back.
He retired though. He retired
he said he
officially
wasn't as long as
because he got
not-
injured again before the end of the season, and then he retired mid-season.
Did Carson Palmer retire?
Yeah,
Yeah.
finally.
He had a good career.
Yeah, he did.
Not a Hall of Fame career, but it was good.
He was good.
Thunder smoked the Warriors last night though.
Uh oh. Does this mean anything? I don't think so.
They beat them by 20 the first time and 22 the second time.
I mean, the Knicks swept the Heat the year the Heat won the NBA Finals. Doesn't matter.
They're going to be a tough out. But you know what
Knicks
I think is
sweep
going to
the Nets
happen?
this year.
It's easy to say they'll be a tough out because it's February. So, like everyone looks good in
Well,
February.
I don't want to disrespect them. They'll be a tough out.
They lose 4 games in a row every other week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So they could get swept. They could be a tough out.
Then they have three. They have three guys.
possible.
They have 3 guys. To me, it's just like Houston when I say they have 3 guys that are unproven in the postseason.
Ooh.
How is Paul George, even Melo, how are they unproven? They both took their teams to conference finals.
Once. Well, Paul George twice.
How many other players
Do that.
went to multiple conference finals? It's not a lot of players that
That's
you
not
can say done that.
fair.
And
You gotta
most
win
of
a
them was
title
on the
to-
same teams.
I'm saying the guys that I'm talking about have historically shrunk
All
in
right,
big playoff moments.
So
Paul George didn't
other than
shrink.
the Warriors,
When did
who
he-
else?
Game 3 last year, yes, he did when they blew that 26-point lead.
I'm talking about when they
Man.
was actually good going against LeBron and he was putting up numbers.
who did
matching
Melo?
LeBron
Yeah.
numbers.
That Paul George was
All right,
good.
but who in the West has
Not the
playoff
quitting on
experience
my
like
team,
that?
Paul George.
Dirk, he's not making the playoffs.
Chris Paul,
No, he never made it past the second round.
but he's been going to. You said playoff. I'm talking about playoff experience.
Yeah, so Melo and Paul George have that.
Yeah, they both have that. That's what you're
If
Melo's
not
been-
better than Chris Paul.
saying. And Westbrook too.
I guess.
And Westbrook definitely has it. He's made it to the finals.
So you think?
He
So you
was in
think? So you're
conference
saying
finals.
that the Thunder are
Western
going to be
Conference Finals.
And then
Twice.
James Harden too,
Twice
but
or
that's
3
it.
times.
So the Thunder are going to be a legit threat to the Warriors.
No. Define legit threat. Like, are they one of the top threats? Yes.
Are they gonna win 2 games?
Yes.
Like, can they take them to 7?
No.
I think that's the realistic thought process now. Who can take
No
the
one
Thunder
took
past
the-
to 6 games?
No one
Take
took
the
the Warriors past 2 games last year.
Yeah.
But they're gonna if they have to go through the Warriors. I mean, not the Warriors, the Thunder and the Rockets. It'll be.
What do you go through, like, play on their court? The
No,
Warriors ain't the only place the Warriors are playing is at Houston. They ain't playing.
I'm saying if they have to play Oklahoma, they have to play Oklahoma City and then Houston. Like if they have to play Oklahoma
how you
City.
know?
How you know Oklahoma City and
That's what I was
Houston
getting ready to
are
say.
gonna
I ain't gonna clash
go
first.
together?
Because the 4-5 matchup would be
Oklahoma City.
it'd be Oklahoma City versus the Timberwolves.
First of all,
And
Timberwolves
the
might
Houston
smack them.
Rockets are 1.
Huh?
Houston Rockets are 1.
No, the Houston Rockets are 2.
Who's won?
The Warriors.
I thought the Warriors fell out.
No,
I mean, I don't think so, but
the Rockets is
You
one
sure?
one game back.
You absolutely sure? I'm just triple checking.
Yeah, because I know.
how'd you triple checking? We don't even know.
And then another thing about the East, the Heat was just 4th last week. Now they 7th. Which
I mean,
means-
but all the teams in the East are separated by like 3 games.
yeah, that's the scary part for the
Knicks got a
Cavaliers.
shot.
That's the scary part for the
It's not
Cavaliers.
scary. Cavs gonna win. The Cavs are gonna win. They're gonna go on a little streak and they're gonna separate.
Yeah,
themselves.
I keep waiting for it though.
They,
I think they're gonna go on like a 10-game
they're
win streak.
old, and what they need to understand is that they're old, and everybody needs to touch the ball, and everybody needs to play, and everybody needs that. Even Tristan Thompson don't play like himself when he don't score.
Can I say something?
They got too many guys who rely on touching the ball. Yes, you can say something. I apologize.
Sidebar.
Yeah.
The Lakers announced
Does that sidebar have Henny?
The Lakers announced yesterday that they're skipping past 2018 free agency.
No
And I just
LeBron.
wish-
'Cause there's
And I just
nobody
wish
in it.
whoever keeps making these
LeBron's not. Is LeBron's a nobody?
He's not leaving.
He's leaving Cleveland. Did you see, Fred? Next topic. Go.
I just want to say whoever keeps making these Lakers free agency photoshops just stop because it's just
The Lakers.
fucking
Look,
annoying.
dude. The Lakers are doing it right.
Every 2 years, they it's a different Lakers jersey Photoshop.
Let me-
Yesterday they put the photo of Klay Thompson and Kawhi, and it's like, son,
Bro,
just stop.
that would
bro.
be better for y'all than getting LeBron.
I
Y'all
think
not
so.
winning with LeBron next year.
You're
even
not
if
gonna
y'all get LeBron,
Klay
you're not
He's
winning.
not going there.
Klay Thompson's not going.
going there either, but
Klay Thompson's not leaving the
Kawhi
Warriors.
Kawhi might.
Because Kawhi here is disgruntled because they keep shutting him down.
It's not going to be disgruntled when LeBron goes to San Antonio in free agency.
You lost your starting spot.
Nah, they probably put one of them at the
No,
four.
they're going to put LeBron.
And then who they gonna
they
put at the
gonna
5? Marcus Aldridge?
They probably put Kawhi at the 2.
Where he started now?
4.
Also, then somebody going to play the 2. Then that's going to be even
Ain't
worse
Kawhi
for the
like
league.
6'6"? They can put
Kawhi's
him
like
at
6'8".
Oh, then never mind. You can't put him at the 2.
Why you can't?
They put Magic
Klay
Johnson was
Thompson
6'9".
6'7".
Klay Thompson's like 6'1".
But he's faster.
6'7".
I think-
Ooh,
I think
who's
you might
faster?
be a little not faster, but
Klay Thompson's faster than Kawhi Leonard.
quicker. I mean,
No, Kawhi Leonard, I have to believe, is faster. He keeps up with LeBron James and the best players in the league.
You're right. You make things work. But I'm just saying, though, Kawhi would feel type of way that he has to give up his starting spot on his team to LeBron.
I don't know. Depends on the type of player he is. He hasn't showed that
I
ego.
would feel type of way.
Yeah.
I beat LeBron. I locked him down.
He also beat
I'm
you.
better than him.
He also beat you.
No, he didn't beat me. He
Yeah,
beat
one-on-one.
Ray
Now
Allen
you
beat
missed
me.
the free throw. You missed the free throw.
It was my
Technically, you lost. You lost. You gave LeBron this ring against the Spurs.
But I'm hearing things. Cavs. He was really upset. They traded Kyrie. It turns out
cursed out two
Kyrie.
executives.
Yo, dude, Boston. This is the second time they fleeced the team. They gave him Isaiah Thomas, who was injured, and got crazy things back. And now Brooklyn's not even that bad, and that pick isn't going to be a number 1 overall
It's
pick
gonna be
anymore.
like 7th.
Dude, they fleeced Cleveland and Brooklyn. They did it. Danny Ainge is the greatest basketball GM.
I don't see
of
why more
all
people
time.
didn't try to get Isaiah Thomas.
You said what?
I don't see why more people didn't try to get. I mean, I'm pretty sure they would have took the Kyrie Irving trade over anybody
But
else.
then- yeah, well, if anybody who would have,
I'm talking about like just.
how would you have gotten that? Like for IT was 5th in MVP voting last year.
Yeah,
All around great player, killed it in the playoffs.
system guy.
I don't want to just call him a system guy, but it kind of seems like that. And the
Every-
fact that he's injured,
I think
Every point guard from
what's
Boston
messing him
was
up now
an
is not
all-star.
that he's a system
Rondo
guy.
was
It's
an
the fact
all-star.
that Cleveland is an ISO team.
and Kyrie
They're still
flourished.
trying to play ISO basketball without one of the best ISO players in the league. That's the dumbest thing about Cleveland going on right now. How do you play ISO basketball without Mr.
They don't.
Hanson
They
Vance,
don't.
Kyrie
Uncle
Irving?
Drew.
Yeah.
They don't take. They don't take good shots at all.
Because they play ice. They don't play no system.
Guys-
It's no passing. It's
It-
literally
Wait, you
ISO.
talking about Cleveland, right? Yeah.
It's no.
It's
With a LeBron James team, it should be some sort of movement around the basketball. Somebody trying to get open. They don't have. If you watch them, a lot of plays, they're standing there, waiting for him to drive and hoping that the guy comes off of them so he can pass them the ball. They are terrible because of the players. Not. I don't know what.
LeBron James isn't blameless in all this.
No,
he's not blameless at all.
He's
and
not.
Yeah, and it's not like somebody. Somebody said that this is the worst roster he's ever had.
Stop
like,
it,
even worse
no.
than 07. It's not.
Well,
he had no. He had
It's not
no.
worse than the roster he
Oh,
had when he first got to the league.
Yeah,
Like,
03 was worse. 04
Yeah,
was,
the
07
league,
was a
the years he didn't
decent
make-
lineup. Let's stop saying he took
61.
all
wins.
3 of us to the finals. No, he took a
First
a
of all,
legitimate.
Don't
you
put
know,
me
team.
in that because if I'm on any team, I'm
You
probably
killing it.
the
I
GOAT.
bought. So Fred too. It's not like they bringing 4 me's into the finals.
Nah, if you on any team, you the GOAT too.
Damn it, it's not like they're bringing 4 scrubs into the finals. You know what I mean?
Warriors.
more
4
like it.
people off
This is the
s-
Warriors. We gonna change the name of this to the Warriors podcast.
podcast.
Warriors.
Disclaimer: we do not call copyright on the.
We didn't call ourselves the Golden State Warriors podcast.
They're about to be the San Francisco Warriors.
Oh, it sounds a little disgusting. I hope they lose.
So, but yeah, let's stop. Everybody's saying, "Oh, he did it with nobodies." No, he didn't. 2007 was a solid team who beat, a solid Pistons team. to get into the
Nobody
finals.
ever
Yeah.
took a team
the
by
team-
themselves to the finals.
ever in life,
Ever.
never,
With
ever,
the
ever,
extreme-
ever, never.
With the extreme talents of Sasha Pavlovich and Donyell Marshall.
Sasha Pavlovich was an
We gonna-
above
we-
average 3-point shooter.
We gonna
Donyell
take
Marshall was also a 3-point
Anderson
shooter.
Varejao.
Anderson Varejao was a hustler.
Is Ilgauskas. They had the
People
most
just like to
dominant
say
front
names
court.
that they don't know. Like, I know you know who Pavlovich is and stuff, but people read them names and don't know who they are. But
Who
you
that?
don't know
Like
what
who
he
he took?
did. Pavlovich used to score. He used to average like 12 points or something.
Yeah,
like that.
he scored, but he just wasn't.
Mo Williams.
He wasn't
was
Kevin
an
Love, is what I'm
all-star.
Yeah,
saying.
he was also that.
He was an all-star that year. Like, you
Uh,
don't go to. You don't. No, he can't be an all-star and by mistake. Like,
Right.
he might have snubbed somebody to get in there, but that don't make him less deserving. Like,
How can a team filled with all stars be the worst team he's ever?
That's
been
what I'm
to?
saying. He has 2 All-Stars on his team, so it's not like he's not going. This team is not chopped liver. They're just playing like
they're playing like
They're
Kyrie
playing like
Irving
they
is
are.
there, and that's
Right.
the problem.
They
That
can't do
will
that, yeah.
forever be their problem. They're playing like Kyrie Irving is there.
because they don't have anybody that can score like Kyrie Irving.
Nope.
So they can't play. The thing about last year they could play isolation basketball because Kyrie is somebody that could go get you a bucket no matter what.
And LeBron could play isolation basketball because anytime he got into trouble, he could pass the ball to Kyrie.
But you can't do that now. You put LeBron into isolation, they double team you, and who you passing around to?
And that starting lineup.
Don't blame Kevin Love either.
And that starting lineup, LeBron has the best handle, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
For isolation basketball.
And that
should
is
have been IT.
That is
IT
a bad.
He should definitely have the best handle, and
But
LeBron
he's
should
not
be the
back.
secondary. I'm not saying secondary.
He's not, and I don't think he's ever going to be back.
I wouldn't say
I feel
ever,
so bad.
but he's not gonna be back this season for sure, and he won't get the max
How
contract
old is he?
he's
He's
looking
like
for.
27 or something like that. He's supposed to 28, closer to.
But
30.
you don't know because it's like he's not fully healed from that hip injury.
He's not.
And if and you don't know what's gonna happen when he's had a full off season to like actually have it heal.
That's his job to mold his game around with his body.
Exactly.
100%.
If he still tries to play in a way that he can't, then he's just gonna injure himself again.
But he's right though when it comes to the teams imploding.
Yeah.
Because after every loss, y'all just go y'all separate ways, and that's not Isaiah Thomas's fault.
It's not.
He just got there. He's not a
their
leader
problem
on his
is
team.
everything they do is coming out in the media now.
Yeah.
Everything.
How do y'all have a players only meet and then everybody knows that Isaiah Thomas said something about Kevin, blame somebody, blame Kevin Love or whatever.
Like you
Now
might as
in
well
the
just put
media,
the
he
cameras
said-
in there.
Now in the
Who
media,
blamed Kevin Love? Isaiah Thomas
that's
or
what
somebody else?
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Because when Kevin Love left,
he was one
when
of
he
them.
was sick.
It wasn't just him, but he was one of them. But now in the media, he said what he said. Anytime I bring something up that could be changed, they're saying I'm blaming somebody. So I'm just gonna do my part to. Like it just doesn't sound like things are coming together. Like
Players only meeting is a time to get close together. You can let out grievances, but if you're blaming one person on everybody's problems, that's insane.
and
Like,
Kevin Love is the second best player on the team, technically.
Yeah.
By stat.
If it was me, I would say something I could work on and then try to pass it on to somebody else. Maybe you could work on this or something like that. Now, you still might take it a type of way because
But
you feel like, but I'm not
And
leaving all the blame on you.
And the thing about it is, if your teammates see it getting out of hand in that way, they're supposed to try to make you understand. He's not
LeBron's
saying
job.
that. It's not even just him. It's as a
There's
team,
other
like,
leaders, yeah.
It's like if
There's
me and
other
you-
veterans
if me
on the
and you
team.
are having a debate and you're not getting what I'm saying, and Fred just let us go back and forth till we blow up.
You're never gonna get
Then
to it.
he's horrible, just as bad as us, because he's letting it happen instead
Right.
of trying to get you to see the positivity behind my point.
Yeah.
Is there any move that they can make at the trade
No.
deadline?
He's absolutely right.
They
Any
have to
trade,
get better.
they're
That's
not-
just
they're-
them.
they're-
There's no trade to
It's
make
not-
them
what
better.
trade can they make though?
It's
Let's
nobody
go
up.
into
Deion-
like hypothetical level right here.
They could
Nobody
trade
wants
for
the players on their
DeAndre.
team.
If
They
they
could
Nobody
trade
wants
for
the players on their
DeAndre, but they give up
How
something.
do you, how you get
Give up
DeAndre?
something offensively.
You have to give up the Brooklyn's first pick.
Who you giving up? What you giving besides? Who do they want?
I'm saying I don't know.
That's what
anybody-
you have to get rid of
who's gonna
Tristan
take
Thompson.
Isaiah
You
at
have
this
to get
point?
rid of Isaiah. You have to get rid of people to take on DeAndre's contract, and then you bring on DeAndre.
And it's not
He blocks
guaranteed
up the paint.
He blocks at the paint, and you have to take him out of late games.
because he can't have free
And you
throws.
still don't have
Is it-
3-point shooters to surround him with the way he would best be, the way Dwight Howard
Now,
used to be.
I tell you, if
The Kyrie trade wasn't the dumbest trade in history, but it was a dumb trade.
It was a dumb trade for them.
It was
regardless.
completely.
Like,
but
it
you
made
know what's
them-
crazy? I thought the Cavaliers won that trade at first, and I said it.
And I don't.
We
necess-
all three of us said. No,
I
go ahead,
don't.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't necessarily think it was a bad trade for them. I think they outfitted the team after. Like they didn't come in and plan for their new team. Like
Yeah.
I keep saying, they planned for Kyrie. They playing like Kyrie, like Isaiah
They thought
Thomas
they got a better
is
Kyrie.
no, they playing like they had something similar. Like Isaiah Thomas can get to the lane, yes.
Yeah.
He can shoot threes,
Mhm.
yes. But a lot of those threes he was shooting in Boston, until he got his rhythm, was wide open.
Yeah.
He started the game off. He was picking his spots, getting his plays. Now you put him in a situation where you're playing ISO basketball. That means your man is directly in front of you when you get the ball. You have to make a move to get to the
over.
basket. You're shorter, yes. So now you have a disadvantage of not even being able to put the guy behind you and be safe to lay the ball up.
And you can't hide on defense anymore.
And you have to, and you got to worry about every single, like it's just, and then the rest of the team is standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
No
while I'm
one's
doing my
moving.
moves, I can't even look up and hope to find somebody. All right, I'm not getting past this guy. Somebody's open cutting. No, nobody's cutting. Because
not
their
fluid.
age and stuff, it just looks like they're doing it because they're old, but they're just not doing the right things. It has nothing to do with age. They're just not playing right.
Yeah.
They could really use Richard Jefferson right now.
They could use a lot of different things.
I think
right
if they
now.
had Richard Jefferson right now, even though he's old,
They need somebody.
at
who
least
wants-
he play with energy.
Let's say he doesn't even play. they have a leader. In
Right.
the locker
They
room
need
that could
somebody
talk.
who they need people who know how to move without the ball because nobody is.
And someone who's going to set the tempo defensively.
Crowder stands in the corner.
Because LeBron's not even doing it
Shannon
anymore.
Fry stands in the other corner.
Korver can't defend.
Korver don't move too much. Like, he's getting older. He can't run the way he used to. So, it's like it's Wade's waiting for the pass. He might slash while you going to the basket. Like, these guys move
They got
when they want.
They got to figure out their identity.
Yeah. And it's not like Wade could say anything because he just got there.
Yeah, anytime anybody new tries to say anything,
Like,
it's
you
going.
never
You're
here.
going to look at it like you just
And you
got
got
here.
these, and then you got these guys. How do guys who not producing help the team implode? Like, if J.R. Smith say something right now about people on the team, you're a ghost.
Yeah.
In memory of. That's what you are. You're a picture on the wall from the championship year. Because you're not doing nothing right now. So it's like certain people shouldn't even be able to break a team up. How you breaking a team up and you don't do anything? You're not even part of the team at this point. You're a fan that's traveling with us.
Right. like Isaiah.
Your damn game up. Hit some threes.
Play some
All get traded
defense.
and help us out.
Go get it.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, yeah.
Let's see if they do make a deal. I think they do because they're
what?
they're scared, dude.
What are they gonna get?
No, they're not gonna get better. I agree with you, but I think they do.
Unless they could get Kemba and Batum from Charlotte.
How are they gonna get that though? That's just
Somebody has.
They're gonna have to
they
give
gotta
up a
find
lot, but I think
they have to give up
now thinking about
find
it, I
a
think
dumb
that,
trade partner.
That could help them.
yeah, of course. If they trade,
Depend on how much they give up. If you
that's
give
the
up
issue.
2 or 3 players,
But hear what Jordan just said.
what?
He was like, you need to give up a superstar
You said All-Star.
or all-star or
which
something.
Isaiah Thomas is.
He was.
But I'm saying if you giving up Isaiah Thomas and Tristan Thompson, you don't think that's enough to get?
And Brooklyn's pick.
Yeah. Because I genuinely think
To
every.
get Kemba Walker and Batum. No.
You don't think that's enough?
No, I think you need to add another contract or something like that to get a. The NBA is so riddled with complex equations with salary cap that I don't even know.
You either got
'Cause
to
I
take
know
another
Batum got a
take
big
one of my
contract.
contracts or throw in another pick.
Don't Batum and Kemba Walker got big contracts?
Yep.
Yep.
That's why you can't just give up IT and then give up
They
with a
both
favorable contract and Tristan Thompson with a huge contract. Can't just do. You got to give up 2 huge contracts.
Kemba got $12 million left on his contract.
And
I think
nobody's
Isaiah
taking J.R.
got
Smith.
6.
Nobody wants him.
Yeah. So
LeBron, he owes that to himself. He did that. Let's
Tristan
get this
Thompson
done.
too.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's his
GM
fault. So
LeBron.
he got to eat that.
Yeah,
GM
if this was a
LeBron.
non-salary cap sport, I'd understand LeBron, but it's a salary cap sport.
Let's
Unfortunately,
get this done. For
you
what?
can't- yeah.
Why am I still don't understand why Tristan Thompson got $90 million.
insane.
What is it, 94? My bad.
94, yeah.
Yeah, never. I'll never get it. You don't score in
J.R.
double
Smith,
digits, brother.
82.
And maybe it makes sense if LeBron's taking less, but LeBron's not taking less anymore.
You don't.
I'm not
even-
saying he has to. I'm just saying he's.
you don't
he's not.
get.
But those contracts came the year after they came back from the 3-1 lead. So it's like you got. He kind of felt like you got to take care of your soldiers that
You
went. To,
do not give a rebounder $94 million. I don't care what.
I'm telling you, that's probably his mindset. It's like I got to take care
A
of the soldiers
rebounder
that
that
went to war
don't
with me.
score.
Yeah, I'm not. LeBron's a nice guy, but he has to be,
Smart.
You got to be impartial.
about it. Yeah.
People, like I said, people had a gripe over Tyson Chandler, who used to actually have some sort of offensive game.
Mhm.
Got $60 million from the Knicks,
We overpaid him.
Allen Houston
and
got
that's
$100
overpaying.
million.
But he would get you some points on given nights. Tristan Thompson might score over 15 points 3
Twice
times a year.
the season, yeah. Twice in the season.
You gave that $90 million, and it's not like he's averaging 18 rebounds a game.
Nope. It ain't like he's DeAndre Jordan.
He's not.
It ain't like he's
wilding
Tyson.
that.
Tyson Chandler had like 20 rebounds.
Yeah, he was averaging like up.
You have like 2 points in 20
Yeah,
minutes.
that's when them Knicks days we used to slap stuff out.
All those counted as rebounds.
I hate yo. But
Our
see,
number 2 overall.
I was
seed
more
leader.
comfortable with him getting 60 than I am with him getting 94.
Yeah, 1,000%. And I wasn't comfortable with him getting 60.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't get it then. The money went up. He still shouldn't have got 94. He should have got 40, 50.
But it is what it is.
And
I'm
you
not
was
blaming
coming
the
off the
players.
bench. You wasn't even a starter yet. You got 94 and you was technically coming off the. Yo.
I wasn't coming off the bench at that point.
he was
Yes, he
signed?
was. When wasn't he coming? I thought he got signed after they lost.
He got signed. No, he got signed
The
2
first
summers
year.
ago.
He got
Yeah,
signed after they
they
lost.
lost the first year, right?
Yeah, that's when
No,
he
I
got the
thought-
90, he got the 94 after they lost. He didn't get the 94 after they won.
So, J.R. Smith got the 80 after they won.
That's insane. 80? I thought it was like 40.
No, it's 80. You got 82 over 82 over 3, I think, or 82 over 4.
LeBron trying to give old Dan Gilbert money away. He is leaving.
Yeah, he leaving. Yeah,
He
he's
gonna give him, we gonna
advertising.
be like,
You know, I take it back. LeBron, you smart.
Petty.
everybody.
Petty,
I'm out.
King Petty.
Nah, that's and you know LeBron James is leaving. I don't know what team he's gonna go to. It's
Yeah,
not the
I
Lakers.
don't really see nowhere that he could just definitely land and be like a great
Philly.
fit.
Telling you,
Ben Simmons
San
gonna have to sit down.
Antonio.
You talking about Kawhi sit down?
You gonna pay LeBron all that money when you got a baby LeBron on your team and Joel Embiid? You gonna stunt their growth.
I'm about to say you
You
going
win a title? The Eagles just won. We won a title too.
They not gonna win no title. You're not beating the Warriors. You still not beating the Warriors.
Well, if we putting him in the West, he ain't beating the Warriors in the West.
He ain't beating the Warriors.
Even
in the
if they
finals.
go to the Rockets, he's not beating the Warriors in the West.
About that.
I know
That's
about
that's
that.
A little more
Lost.
realistic.
Wherever Chris Paul is, you ain't making it past the second round. I ain't afraid of no Houston.
Where smoke
Nah,
is
they gonna
fire.
make it past the second round this year.
We'll see. They'll play the
Well,
Warriors
I
second
mean-
round.
No, they won't.
They
They
might.
shouldn't.
They play Warriors in conference finals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rockets too. Yeah, you're right. They'll play the Thunder in the second round.
Possible. Still possible they lose, but I don't think so.
Can we talk about how I hate Giannis
Why?
injuring my boy Kristaps Porzingis?
Because he jumped over Tim Hardaway.
I don't care about that.
Hey,
You injured
Chris, that
Porzingis.
dunk
You
was
injured.
nuts.
You injured the unicorn.
He didn't injure anything. Kristaps Porzingis needs to stop jumping with his clunky feet and figure out where he putting them. Nah,
Yeah,
he
that's-
needs to get better because
he
he's
does.
exciting for the league.
He
but,
is. I'm waiting for our
The league
number
is
one.
better when the Knicks are good.
Huh?
1,000%, but we're not. We haven't been good for like 3 years. So.
Y'all are always interesting coming out though.
That's true.
Coming out the gate, y'all are always interested in them first
And they
20
play,
to 30 games.
yeah, and they play so well that we might have a shot.
People
No?
like, yeah, y'all might make some noise.
That's
and
why I said
then bam.
tank.
We are the New York Knicks.
Oh, nah,
Plugs.
he took it back mad far.
Go New
Follow
York.
us on all social media
Don't
platforms.
follow me. I curse a lot.
You know the deal. Congratulations to the Eagles. Congratulations
Over
WWE
18
signing
-0.
Ronda Rousey. That was a
Congrats
good
to the
move.
Yankees.
We traded. We got Russell Wilson now.
Who did we
Yankees.
give up on?
Cash considerations. If they would have gave up anyone for Russell Wilson, I would have been upset.
They was gonna give up Judge.
I wouldn't even give up Judge to get Russell Wilson on the Giants. Stop this nonsense.
I saw an article on ESPN the other day that asked the question, who's going to get a bigger payday in 2019, Bryce Harper or Manny Machado?
I think it's Harbor. Like he's younger.
Duh.
Yeah.
I mean, I
1,000%
think
so.
it also
400
depends on what's
million.
needed.
400 million.
It
He's getting
also,
400
it
million.
also depended on what's needed though. Like,
Machado is not good.
Machado
like
gonna
that
get
no more.
paid too. What?
He's
Machado
not
gonna get
good
paid
like that no more. He struggled at the end of the season.
at the end of
Nah,
one
he's-
season.
Didn't you have him in fantasy?
This year? I don't remember.
No, you had Giancarlo.
Yeah, I had Giancarlo,
But
the
yeah,
Yankee, the
You playing
Yankee.
fantasy baseball with us, Brett?
yeah. As long as I get Giancarlo.
I can't promise you getting Giancarlo.
You gonna
Like, I
definitely?
had
you,
Mike Trout and Aaron Judge, and I'm not getting both of them.
What you mean? You gonna get one of them?
I might not get either.
I hope not.
They might go 1-2.
Probably.
Yeah, if I get third pick, I can't get him.
Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah,
Might
him,
just
Bryce
argue
Harper.
about fantasy for the rest of the night.
No, we just
Not arguing. We discuss.
this good. Yeah.
Trace out.